When we last left off, wait, hold on. Isaac. Isaac.
Yes.
Okay, you actually
Hi,
are
Isaac.
alive.
For
He's
now,
alive,
I've
but
lagged out a
barely.
couple times.
If you need to, use your phone. And Elise, you're alive? Doing well with us?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, great. And at the moment, never mind. I was gonna say I'm not going through a coughing fit, but I'd be a liar. So when we last left off, you guys had exited the mines, avoided death by the hands of a scary-looking Boltmon. You found the village. It seemed abandoned. Atlas found signs of a struggle heading out of the village into the woods, but everyone ignored that to take a quick breather to rest up and get recharged, even if it
And
was
wait
only
for
like
Isaac coming back from the Shadow Realm.
yes, and waiting for Isaac to come back from the Shadow Realm. So, I guess the question is, while you guys were standing watch, taking turns, taking like, I don't know, 30-minute naps, I assume that you guys didn't like sleep when you got to the village, but I could be wrong. What's going on? Valentine, we'll start with you and work our way down.
Oh God. I wasn't ready. You guys can hear me, right? Okay, good. So I know that we were exploring the town, and then someone saw something. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Is the Wait, Valentine, before going on, Atlas is saying the ambiance is loud, is it?
So if you go to
Like,
Greenbot Atlas and you right-click Greenbot, you can like
Oh, it's
turn its
loud
volume
for
down.
you guys. Okay, that makes me feel bad, but I'm
Or are
sorry.
you saying it's
yeah.
loud on the stream?
Well, I have the stream on mute, so I'm hearing it through the Discord.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it should be fine on the stream because I have it turned down.
Yeah, so just right click on Greenbot and then you can choose your volume to lower for yourself. Ah, so we basically didn't we like find a place inside the town to like hole up or whatnot? Um,
Yes, like there were still beds and stuff in the town. Like the town seemed, I mean, I don't want to say like it seemed pleasant because it's still run down and stuff, but there were like the signs of the struggle is just where Atlas found it. It's not like the town was torn up.
Theo, quit rolling. Um, so I guess I would um after what had happened with the whole like Elise thing and everything in the mine, I guess I would just like whatever place we decided to take a quick nap out and we were gonna possibly take turns, I guess keeping watch, I would imagine.
Mhm.
Um Valentine and Trickmon would just like take up watch. Wouldn't really say anything, but just keep an eye out.
Gotcha. Um, Nothing happens during your watch. Elise, I know you're still probably pretty distraught given the circumstances. Would you do anything in the time between resting and exploring once the group is back up?
If I'm still distraught, then definitely maybe no. I would probably just aimlessly follow everyone. Or just if they decide to rest, then I'll be just in a quiet corner, deep within my thoughts.
Gotcha. Atlas, what are you doing?
Atlas is probably going to be like busy setting up like a camp in the middle of the town, like a fire area stuff, prepping for cooking.
All right. Isaac. Ravi.
What happened? What happened?
Alright, so just finding out what everyone's doing between the resting, keeping watch, and then regrouping.
Doraemon and I will be resting in one of the places with a bed.
Gotcha.
But we'll be taking turns walking each other's back.
Right. Isaac, 3, 2.
Yes, I
Okay.
answered you.
Oh, it didn't come through.
Okay. Now, I made a joke about knocking down Atlas's camp again, but no, in all reality, we're going to be looking for rations and storehouses and just anything of value left behind.
I mean, in terms of rations and stuff, yes, you'd actually find like a decent bit because this town was there to, sustain a decent amount of like kids' lives as Bancho Leomon watched over them. So they had like the bar and everything.
Well, then we're going to be making coffee.
Then the coffee you will make that actually would probably help everyone. Yeah, I think there would definitely be coffee. Digi coffee.
Isaac, is he
It's
trying to
overclock juice,
open a new
okay?
cafe?
What was that, Atlas?
Isaac's busy reopening a new cafe.
Totes my goats.
So after everyone has like a moment to sleep and whatnot, and Isaac brews coffee for everybody, what's the plan? I suppose I'll actually start with you, Atlas, since you'll probably be the one bringing information to people.
Information of what?
You're the one who found the signs of the struggle. I think you let Revi know, but I don't think you talked to anybody else.
No, I told Revi, but I don't think I think I just kind of just told Revi, and that was it. Because I had to use like all of my courage to just tell her that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, how am I coming through over the phone?
Sound a little muffled, but it's clear.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Yeah, you let Revi know. So, as everyone like wakes up and drinks coffee, I assume that you'd all be in the cafe that Isaac is getting ready. Do you approach the others and let them know about this, or do you stay quiet, maybe expect Revi to bring the information to the others?
I mean, Atlas is probably bringing in breakfast since everyone's like in the cafe of Isaac. So he's probably like bringing in the breakfast that who's preparing inside. Probably just sit in a corner for now.
Gotcha. All right. So, who would be the first to bring up conversation? I know Revi is the only person who actually knows what's going on.
Whee! As the little tiny Sunmon comes flying around with his coffee go-go juice.
What was that, Isaac?
I just made a big loud whee! Because Sunmon's flying around hyped up to hell on go-go juice.
The coffee. That cracks me up. But like,
Continue.
I mean, I don't know this information, so I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, I don't think people need to know this information to start the conversation. However, Revi, we will start with you since most of our comrades are going through mental trauma.
I would thank Isaac for the coffee though, as I sip. But Valentine is being quiet, more quiet than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciated. Digi-coffee's really not as easy to make.
Is there sugar?
I think it's sugar. It's white, but I didn't want to. You could try it.
How about some low-fat cream?
Sure.
Adding the
You're cutting out real bad.
So what is Revi turning to a
Am I
basic
cutting out?
bitch now?
You were cutting out really bad.
She just wants her Starbucks. Cut her a break.
Yes, but she's not with her friends, so she's not even.
Alright, I'll
Well,
drink some of the coffee and I'll look around the area that Atlas told me about, where the struggle happened with Doraemon.
so after drinking some of the coffee, you just head out there.
Yep.
Gotcha. So, knowing that the struggle took place and whatnot, I wouldn't really need a roll in this instance. Yeah, you definitely see like dragging. It's not like a heavy struggle, probably because most of the residents of the village, aside from Bancho Leomon, were, in training. And it leads into the forest.
I'll turn to everyone. There seems to be signs of struggle over there. I think we should check it out whenever everyone's done being useless.
Good old Ravi. um, Elise. Hello.
Would
I'm
you
here.
like some go-go juice, Elise?
I'll probably take one.
You'll take some go-go juice. So Revi pointed out that there was signs of a struggle out out near the forest. What are your thoughts?
Well, definitely concerned because I remember meeting some of the Digimon there. So I might actually probably try to look around the area if I can to see if there's anything that I can find peculiar or like telling of what happened there.
Um, give me a survival roll and let me know the results.
$17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the most peculiar thing that you end up picking up is that for the most part, these dragging like trails, there's no like sets of footprints or anything. So whatever was dragging them probably wasn't walking.
look around to see who's nearby, like if anybody like of the humans around me, or is it just Lunamon?
Um, aside from you and Lunamon, is everyone at this point investigating the scene and possibly following the trail?
Yes.
Yes. Valentine, I assume you're on the case.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I thought we were doing the whole rest thing, but if there's a trail and there are people
Right.
investigating it, then I would.
Um, and Atlas, are you joining in, or are you like, no, that's scary?
Atlas is probably just gonna stay in Isaac Cafe for a bit, finishing up his like tea before going, because he's gonna realize he's all alone now.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So, as you end up making your way to the trail left behind, it actually turns out it doesn't go very far into the forest. It doesn't take very long to find out where this trail leads. So you don't necessarily have to go into the welcoming woods, fortunately. But unfortunately, you come to a very large looking dead, twisted tree that has a very large door on it. It's a sliding door that opens from the inside in both directions.
Last time we went through a door, shit went south real quick.
When was the last time you went through a door?
Piedmon.
You mean, well, only two of you did, but yes.
I mean, I got a cool card, so
You also got robbed
It's true.
yeah.
I mean, he sorta got it back.
and blackmailed.
I didn't get it back. I got a new one. Don't sugarcoat this.
Okay, we'll just steal it back for real next time.
No, that failed. I'm done. I don't want to lose another thing like these cool cards.
But maybe
Yeah, I
your
mean,
alt art card will continue to evolve.
Fair enough. Maybe he's gonna
Piedmon's
turn me
probably
into
not
a
the
card.
the ultimate card,
This isn't
Valentine.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Nope, but Piedmon can turn people to keychains. He could probably turn me into a card. Anyways, sorry for getting sidetracked.
Oh, totally fine. Um, but yes, your studies of this struggle of the children of the town and possibly Labramon's family has led you to this dark and spooky, mysterious tree thing. I say tree thing, but it's just a spooky tree.
We lost you, boss.
A spooky tree with wait, did you hear none of that? There was so much flair and elegance to it. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah, you just were robot-y for a bit.
Okay, so from the top,
Make it drop.
your your investigation of this mysterious trail formed by the children of the village and possibly Labramon's family and friends has led you to a spooky tree with a door on it. What do you
Is there
do?
any corn?
Digimon World.
Did you say corn?
You said the children of the village, but it's all spooky, so my head just went straight to children of the corn.
And I went straight to door inside of a tree is Digimon World 1, where there's a Digimon that you can't get to inside that tree. It won't answer. It says, go away.
I vaguely remember this. Is this like is this when you invade Team Rocket's base in the mountains?
Err. No, I'm actually referring to Digimon World 1. But
Yes,
This is
I
out of
know.
character. Out of character.
Yes.
In character, Valentine would be like, kind of odd to see a door inside of a tree. I guess it's literally a tree house. Nothing? No? No laughs? Ha-has? Okay. And I'll knock on the door.
Isaac will turn to Sunmon while Val is knocking on the door and go, "You used to live here. Do you know anything about this?"
Sunman would look to the door. No, I've never seen anything like that before. um, and as Val knocks on the door, it would spread apart and reveal. I'll say what's essentially an elevator, but basically an elevator. A very boxy room with the lights at the top.
Are any of you scared of elevators? You got that fear of getting stuck?
Nah, elevators make life easy. If I could take the stairs, I would, but I don't think we have a choice.
Elevator
Atlas,
music's
what?
calming.
Atlas, what did you say?
Elevator music's calming.
So when you see the elevator, you approach the group like, yes, my people.
Not entirely. I'm just like, at least there's calming music inside.
Gotcha. Elise, what are you thinking with the elevator?
Well, before that, am I still like affected by my torment though?
You're definitely doing a lot better. Like, you're still shaken up, but between Atlas giving you his headphones and you having like a few hours to rest and kind of relax, you've mellowed out a bit.
Okay, so I'll just if everyone is gonna ride it, I'll just like ride it along with them quietly. But I try to like if I can look around the elevator to see if there's anything I can notice about it.
Um, there's actually something quite noticeable, which is that it appears to not have any buttons. Um, Revy, did you enter the elevator as well? Revy? I will assume that she did. Um, so as y'all enter the elevator, there doesn't seem to be a proper way to operate it, which is somewhat concerning. However, as the doors begin to close, a light flickers, and when it flickers back on, there's actually going to be a very large cloaked man who ends up pushing in a button on the wall before the light flickers and he disappears once more.
Lucky bastard, I was gonna stab him.
Did you try to stab him? There probably would have been time.
Oh.
Well, if you say so.
I'll just be like, how long is the ride? Like,
All right. I suppose I should ask, oh, why are you asking? Because I'd say that you end up going down for about, I'd say, 45 seconds before anything happens.
okay. Well, Valentine would debate on saying something, at least apologizing, and but he won't. Instead, he'll be like, no elevator music.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do. Thank you, Isaac.
But after some time of going down, eventually the elevator would come to a stop and the lights would go out, encapsulating everyone in darkness. So I will allow perception checks from everybody at this point.
I will allow for Sunmon's flame to illuminate the elevator.
Fair enough. So once again, I'll allow for perception checks, and keep in mind that Sunmon's flame is giving you a candlelight.
I will hiss as I am a vampire. No kidding. All right. Make a check. Doop doop. 3 doop. Doop. Wow. Yeah, I'm blind as a fucking bat. Sorry for language.
You're fine. We talk about organs getting ripped out on this channel.
Ooh. I call them little smokies. Elise got a 21. Atlas got a 12. Isaac got a 24. And I got a 14.
21 and a 24, huh?
Yeah, those two have actual good eyes. Unlike me and me and Atlas staring at opposite ends of the elevator or something.
Atlas almost met you without a modifier. Just saying.
Atlas, do you have your back?
I know, and I got 2 ones.
Atlas, you have your backpack on, right?
Yes.
Arguably, this
anymore.
elevator is fairly cramped. Not super cramped, because there was still enough room for a big cloak guy, but somewhat cramped. Elise and Isaac, I will allow dodge rolls. Don't expect much, but I mean, if you roll well, we'll see.
Is this going to be combat or stat dodge?
Stat dodge.
16.
18.
18. And you got the highest perception, correct, Isaac?
Si, senor.
Did Revy roll at all?
No, she's MIA.
Gotcha. So Elise, you'll vaguely notice this. Isaac, you'll actually get a better look, though there's not much either of you can do about it. In a brief moment, you'll see what looks like tiny winged ladies, very old and decrepit, kind of warty, fly into the elevator and stab everybody. And when they do, you'll feel the tiniest prick on your body. This actually applies to everybody. You'll feel a tiny prick, and within moments, the world will go black for you.
Stabbed to death
It's not that small.
time.
I was gone for a few minutes. What did you guys do? Oh,
Got us all killed by little zombie Tinkerbells.
Well, because like we asked you about what you were doing and nothing, and then so we waited a bit, and then we asked if you made the roll, and again no response. So,
Revy, I mean,
what roll?
I'll allow for the rules. I don't think that it'll change anything, but first a perception roll.
Perception roll. Okay.
Be very wary of the zombie Tinkerbells.
That's a very good description.
She's dead center mid of the perception. 18.
Yeah, nothing really going on there. So everyone ended up getting pricked. And soon the world ends up going dark for everybody.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know. This is only the second time you and I have been stabbed by little flying things with pokers.
So like we get stabbed and then instantly like, ooh.
Oh yeah, we got Bill Cosby.
Yep.
Hey, whoa there, Isaac. This,
Michael Jackson? Jeffrey
No,
Epstein.
we got Isaac.
no. Bill Cosby is the closest. The other ones are I don't even know if I'd say too far, but not even remotely in the ballpark. So anyway,
I would say that instinctively I would have like tried to help whoever's with like near me before falling over.
Cuddle pile.
yes, considering the size of the elevator, you'd probably help somebody, which would result in like everybody just kind of like slowly falling to the ground. So I mean, no, no injuries. But
Just our mental health.
when next you wake up, well, first of all, none of you will be near each other, but you'll wake up in a. For some of you, it might be a familiar room. For some of you, it might not be. It depends on whether your family decided to reallocate things after the incident or not.
Question mark?
So let's see. Valentine, we'll start with you. You wake up in probably a cozy bed.
Wake up. Rush, put a little makeup.
Why do you leave the kids up on the table?
I wanted to. So I will, as soon as I come to, basically jump up because I just got fucking drugged. And I will instantly, look for the others. Trickmon, Isaac, and look around. Elise, Revi.
So as you jump up, you actually probably would fall back down for a moment as your body doesn't quite feel like it should. And as you start screaming and looking around, this room looks a fair bit bigger than you'd expect a room to.
Go
I mean, not
back
like
to the beginning.
Digimon World. Just get Digimon movie.
yeah, it wouldn't be enormous, but if your body shrank to like half its size, the world around you might look bigger.
Well, is the world familiar to me? Like,
Uh,
is the area around familiar?
well, again, that depends. Would your parents have changed your room or houses after the incident?
I left my parents a while back, so I don't know.
Um,
So I would assume that they probably would have changed it up, but Valentine kind of lived on his own after the whole incident happened. So
gotcha. So yes, actually, this room would probably be unfamiliar to you, considering childhood amnesia and whatnot.
I will look around and I would be like, all right.
But as you look around, it does seem like a child's room. Probably some trading cards on the floor.
There's a bunch of trading cards on the floor, you said?
Most likely, I'd assume as a child you had trading cards on the floor.
I like keeping my cards protected, thank you. They were probably in a shoebox.
Okay, Takatomon.
No, like I legit have my old original Digimon
And-
cards in a shoebox and in a binder, both hollows and binder, not hollows
Hiding
and
on the
shoebox.
playground. I know, Takatomon.
I don't see why they did that. That's so stupid. But so yeah, maybe the cards on the floor are like a deck I was building or something. Well, these pork trading cards. I will pick them up and get them out of my way.
And as you whatnot, you start to
You're roboting.
As you start to connect to the internet, the dial-up sounds kick in.
Sorry, we're
Someone's
having
using
some
the
technical
someone's using
difficulties
the
with
telephone.
Aster.exe.
Failure to load program. Rebooting.
That's what
Jack
happens when
in
you use a
Aster
subway Wi-Fi.
.exe. Recovery 250. Battle chip it. Download.
Oh no, Land, there was an
And I'm
error.
back.
You're still a robot.
And he's gone.
I just love how I can tell he's getting louder and more frustrated.
He has become one with the machine.
Where's the Datamon when you need it?
More like a data mine. Got him.
I
Beep
mean,
boop. He's become R2D2.
spoiler warnings ahead to everyone that plays Pokemon Unite. There was a data mine for the next Pokemon.
What is it?
More than likely, it is Glaceon.
Another Eevee? I'm down.
What?
I love evolutions.
I mean,
You mean
since they gave us
we can
already
hear
2, there's a good chance they're going to give us all of the EVs.
Hopefully this is support. Because it's weird to make them all attackers.
Glaceon's probably going to be a defender.
Yeah, we can hear you again, Aster.
okay. I on the Pokemon Unite thing, but since I'm back, as you search around your room, Valentine, eventually you end up smelling what seems like good food coming from outside your room.
All right. Well, Valentine's relationship with his parents is very complicated. He didn't have a great relationship with them. So, he is going to stay in his room until he is yelled at to come eat. Just in case they're having one of their fights.
Valentine!
Valentine would be aware of this, but would they have had a bad relationship before the incident?
Oh yeah, they were they were shitty parents.
Oh.
But that just made it worse.
Gotcha.
That's why I left.
Yes. So yes, you'd actually probably get yelled at pretty quickly as it's a weekday and it's past the start of school time. But as you deal with your parents, Isaac, how is your 15 years ago, so I'd assume 10-year-old life?
And before I just sneak out the window with my backpack.
So I'm still coming to last thing remembering the elevator, right?
Yes.
So when coming to, I would probably scramble about reaching for Leomon's knife, my Digivice, and looking for Sunmon. Slowly realizing I was in my bedroom, I'd probably be looking around for my brother at the we never settled that sibling, trying to figure out what was going on.
Well, you'd have no memory of your sibling. Oh, unless it's like another sibling.
Interesting. Sort of helped if we settled that situation. Scratch that. We're just gonna look around for signs of life.
Gotcha. So as you like reach around from your sleep, you end up grabbing we'll say like a Thundercat sword, and
Thundercats. Oh.
and you take a stance in your bed, ready to beat up anybody. Like. Why do I feel like? Oh.
Go Power Rangers.
Isaac just jumps up on his bed. I'm kicking my ass. Punches himself in the face.
Some days maybe, but not when I was 10. So at this point, I'd probably be... Yes, Aster?
Oh, nothing. We will continue the session. I just have to find out where I am.
Aster loses himself online and offline.
Who really
This is
got
like that
drugged?
Timmy
Was it
Turner
us or
internet
him?
episode.
You know what the best episodes though? Whenever Jimmy Neutron came to his world.
You mean the
So
two
good.
only episodes of?
They're the best.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, while Aster locates himself, Isaac's probably gonna leave his room swinging his sword around trying to find someone to fight.
I can swing my sword.
Wait, you're gonna swing your sword in your bed?
That said I was leaving my room. I'm 10, I'm having fun. It's playtime right now.
Yeah, I don't. You'll eventually probably encounter your parents in the kitchen. Would they scold you since you're late for school and you're swinging your sword around?
You stab them.
With my little $10 Rubbermaid Walmart sword? No.
Yeah, and it bends.
Who says it was
Probably. They
rubber?
would probably turn around and yell, like, why didn't you catch the bus? What are you doing here? Saving the world from evil? Fighting evil by moonlight?
So as we
Ready love by daylight.
as Isaac figures out his life, Atlas, you probably actually have a very interesting experience waking up.
So, this is all before the incident of our memory loss, right?
This is all before the incident.
Okay, so, and we're all supposed to be at school, right?
Yep.
Supposed to be.
Meaning that your
Atlas will be at the daycare waiting to go to school.
You would be at the daycare.
His parents forgot about him.
Yes.
Wait, why would you be at the daycare?
Because that's where my brother works.
So CPS doesn't get called? Isaac over here with a relatively normal household. I feel bad now.
But wait, I thought your parents were like perfectly fine at this time.
Yeah, they are perfectly fine. Like, they're gone at work, and my sibling, my older brother, takes me to the daycare where he works before I go to school.
Gotcha. So you'd be at the daycare right now.
Yes.
Wait.
Would you actually use the left lane to stay on Old US 23, South Old US Highway?
My dude, you just got like 10 miles from your phone and we can barely hear you even tweeting.
He's very lost.
1 second. would you guys or Atlas? Would you actually like come to at school, considering it's school time?
Pardon?
Atlas?
He asked if you would come to at school.
Oh, well, like I'd probably be, I'll probably go to school. My brother would probably be the one bringing me there.
You'd probably
Like the
be there.
daycare's not at the school; it's outside of school. But like school doesn't start for some time, so he brings me to the daycare before going to school.
I think we lost Aster, y'all. Well, actually, Aster, I lost Aster. But
Yes,
Aster lost
I lost
Aster while being lost in Atlas's backstory.
I hey, um that said, Atlas, you'd probably find your way to the bus or something, I'm assuming. You're not encountering your brother right now.
Well, like I'd probably start walking by myself.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. After all, you'd have no knowledge of your siblings, so and Ravi,
Yeah.
you wake up in your bed as a child. Um, how does your preschool life, but you're late for school incident happen?
Get up, and since I was an orphan, I believe that's what it is. I believe. um, I'll look around to see that none of the other kids are in their bed, since an orphanage is pretty big. And then I'll just leave the room.
unless you live in a cupboard.
And I'll see that I'm late for school because a clock. And I'll panic and run back to my room and start changing.
Gotcha. So everyone's making their way to school. Elise, you might actually have a unique childhood, all things considered.
Yep. I might actually probably either homeschool for like some days.
Yeah, that that sounds about right. Um, so you probably wake up to someone looming over your bed.
Blooming. Well, I try to look at whoever is that looking over me.
All things considered, you'd probably end up recognizing them because I assume it would be a family like maid or something of the like. Although they'd probably look like 15 years younger than what you remember of them.
Okay. And I remember riding the elevator, right? And before losing my consciousness.
Yes.
Okay. So aside from that, I'll be definitely surprised and be like, what's happening? Why are you here? And then I'll try to look for Luna One if she's around.
Um, as you look around, it's clearly your childhood room, and they let you know that it's past time for your studies and scold you as this has never really happened with you before that you've slept in. So they gave you time to rest, but it's time to hit the books now.
I'll probably be feeling a bit lost, but I'll definitely try to get up and prepare and get to it.
Gotcha. So, for those of you who aren't homeschooled, is everybody actually heading to school? I mean, the last thing you remember, you were in the digital world and ancient fairy pixie ladies stabbed you. Well, only Isaac would know that part, but and now you're all children.
I mean, realistically, what could we do about it? I'm 10 years old. If my parents grabbed me by the wrist and dragged me to the car, then that's what happened.
Yeah,
Fair
and
enough.
I'm currently going to school, but I'm still trying to rack my brain as to why, like what happened previously before I woke up, and trying to think if it was a dream or not. Because if it was a dream, I would be start wondering why I wasn't the main character.
I don't know, Atlas. You have the spotlight a lot. um. So yeah, everyone ends up making their way to school without fail. Uh, honestly, some of you might end up bumping into each other as the four late kids. So, Ravi, as you arrive to school, do you socialize at all, or are you like, well, this is how this dream is going. I'm just gonna go through class.
It's gonna go through class, so I'll just ignore everyone like I usually would.
Fair
And
enough.
try to imagine everyone else in their underwear, and you just end up naked.
um, does everyone else go through class as normal?
I mean, as normal as Valentine is, he's probably looking through cards and, like on the bus ride or whatever, the walk, kind of distracted by them. And he is kind of looking around for like Trickmon or anyone he can recognize.
Valentine, how old are you? Well, not your character, I mean.
um, So, yeah, it would actually probably be a really fun time for Valentine as he like goes through the
So
cards and stuff.
is this exactly like when we're 10, or is this like a certain amount of years? 15 before?
15 before, so some of you might be 8.
I'm 12, so.
Ah,
Okay, so I'll be 10. We won't be in the same classroom.
um,
I'd be
this is
11.
probably an exciting time for Valentine as
Well, Atlas would probably
as
be
he.
sitting beside Valentine and also looking into it with his cards. Since
Oh, Atlas, would you have like skipped a grade?
11 and 12 is a pretty normal range for 8th grade.
yeah,
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, this might be an exciting time for Valentine as he goes through the cards and it's like cards of 15 years prior.
I still have these
These are
cards.
worth
What
with
I did
money.
until
Atlas.
that, demon broke into my room. Or sorry, man, I haven't seen these cards in forever. As just like Atlas comes over and I'll just turn. Do I recognize him at all?
Atlas, have you changed a lot in the past 15 years?
I mean, he'd look the same, but dressed differently.
So, you might recognize Atlas.
I'll be like, well, hello, what's your name?
I'm
Just
Atlas.
wait. With Mushroomon? Mushmon?
Who's Mushmon?
Wait, so he doesn't remember?
No,
He
Atlas, you would
remembers.
definitely.
I remember. I'm just like I'm just trying to get like still some good memories of like being 10. So he's trying to act more like he's still 10.
I thought
Oh
he
my
was trying
god.
to play it cool, and the guy, I don't got a Digimon.
know-
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, well, I thought I mistook you for someone who saved my life.
Wait, are those Digimon cards?
Are they, Aster?
You're the one who said you were looking into Digimon cards.
I
But
mean,
yeah, but I don't know if like.
I would allow it. They wouldn't be Digimon 2020 cards, but
No, they're the
they
old
could-
ones.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the originals.
So cool. Hey, do you have a Mushmon?
Valentine just kind of squints and be like, "It is you, without the backpack." And I'll look through my
I
cards
mean, I
for a
have a
Mushmon.
backpack, and I pull out like a very small backpack that has like Pokemon and Digimon and like a bunch of other like cute kid anime stuff like plastered and stickered on it.
So you're
speaking
not
of
Sway yet.
speaking of your partners, while you wouldn't find them, you all will likely have charms somewhere on your person of Digimon keychains and well, rather Digivices, and
Oh
these
shit,
ones
we're all
actually work.
analog boys.
And they're
And
not the
before
ones
we
you
all
have in
find
the
out that I
future.
am my brother.
Are they like V Tamer, like V Pets?
Whoop, caught it.
They're
Got my
like the
little Trickmon
originals.
ready.
That said, they're not the ones you have in the future. They're not your siblings. And these ones still work. And they do have your partners on them.
Well, I will look at it and be like, Trickmon?
Uh, they don't speak, but they do poop sometimes.
Never get away from this. As soon as I see mine, I'm gonna look over Atlas to see if I see one on him.
And he does. He's currently holding his like. You want to battle?
Atlas, I would like to, but I feel like we have more important, like finding our friends and discovering what happened to us.
I mean, that's true. But can I just have this moment of happiness?
Okay, I'll battle.
You
Yeah.
can have the moment, but not the win.
So,
Well, I mean, Trickmon is not a DPS, but those old ones was just RNG anyways. Whoever
you
shook
guys,
their Digivices hard enough.
you guys have your battle, and eventually
Aster dies.
school comes to a close. Probably much harder for all of you than you'd think, considering you haven't done like fifth grade algebra in forever or whatever grade.
Please, I play card games. I do algebra all the time.
Fifth
Yeah.
grade
Atlas
math
is
was
smart
like
enough to
intro to
still know
division.
algebra.
So, as school comes to a close, what is everybody doing? We'll start. We'll actually start with you, Elise, because as you're homeschooled, your classes probably wrap up sooner.
Or longer, depending on if your parents are like, okay, take a break, honey. You can go play video games for like 2 hours.
Um, well, I definitely have those extracurricular stuff, like, those piano lessons or something. So I might actually just have a break. And before that, so during that break, since I'm still weirded out by, looking like a child and all, so I'll try to explore the house during that 1 hour.
um, so the house is pretty big to you, specifically because you're pretty small. But within your house, I suppose some things might be slightly different. It's mostly as you remember from your childhood, though.
Mm. And This is the time where the sibling is still alive, right?
Yes, they are out at the moment. However, you might end up coming to a room that has several maids tending to it that you're not really accustomed to.
Out of curiosity, I'll probably go there to see and check what's happening.
Um, as you check it out, you see a bunch of maids like tidying up the bed and straightening everything, dusting it off, making sure everything's nice and neat within the room. Um, the room itself isn't too expensive. There's not much of note in there. However, simply put, it's in your house, and you're not really sure whose room it is.
Okay. So since there's nothing really much there, I'll probably like leave and try to find something else if I can. Then I'll also try to see if there's like any sign of Lunamon or not. Like if this is like a dream or something. Something say, like signs of that.
Um, Oddly, there doesn't seem to be much. As for Lunamon, if you find your Digivice, Lunamon is on the Digivice. However, it seems very, very much just like a toy that has a toy Lunamon on it.
I'll probably try to look out of the window to see if there's anything different there as well.
Let me try what?
To look at the window outside.
Um, Pretty much as you remember it. School hasn't quite let out for everybody yet, so it would be rather barren.
Since I noticed nothing different, I try to proceed to my next activity, which is piano lessons.
Try to. You have piano lessons?
Mhm.
Gotcha.
She's gonna learn how to play for Elise.
Oh, that's awful. And then school lets out for everybody else. Revy, when you get out of school, what's your plan?
I go to some after classes, whatever they're called.
Extracurricular.
After school activities.
After school activities.
Um, and Isaac.
So it's been the whole school day, right? And we've had time to find our Digivice, and we have all of our our current memories.
Yes.
All right, so Isaac's getting on the school bus to head home, except he's not heading home. He's trying to get as close to the cafe as he can, and he about to make a run for this shit. Because there's only one thing that's Digimon related, and it was that we were supposed to go to the cafe before the world went to shit.
Oh, I see.
So,
Okay.
getting on the school bus, I guess Isaac's going to look around first in case anyone else happened to get on the school bus. And if there is familiar faces, he will inform them of his plan.
Gotcha. Valentine?
Sorry, what was that? You cut out.
Oh, no, simply like Valentine, what are you doing now that school's out?
The
Well, I would go to Atlas and be like, look, Atlas, I know this might be a pleasant time, but I do think that we should look for the others.
I mean, you're right. Like, This is like the last of probably my happiest moments.
Alice,
You
are you
can
guilt
punch him
tripping?
and drag him because he's not buff yet, so
Alice, are you
he's.
guilt tripping Valentine right now?
No,
Yeah,
he will.
he's not doing it. He's just like, he knows that at some point around this time, it's where everything went downhill. So he's just like, just give me, just give me enough energy for me to like be more assertive. You know, try to bring back more of my kidness into
Uh,
my current self.
Valentine will actually like touch your shoulder, Atlas. Warmly, not like grab you.
Not like Bill Cosby.
Okay, listen. He drugs you first.
How do
At
you
least
think he gets
I've
close
gotten
enough to put your
farther.
thing in the drink, though?
He puts his arm around you. He didn't touch your shoulder. He just goes zip zap zoobity water, splashed in the face. No.
Pudding.
So he goes. He will like touch Atlas and be like, "That. Well, I am sorry. My childhood around this time was actually pretty bad, but I can understand that others have had it differently." And he goes, "But I need you." And he's going to like hand over his little Trickmon Digivice, and I'll hand it over to Atlas and be like, "Will you please watch over this while we're looking for the others?"
I mean, you should keep an eye on him, and we should just go find the others.
Well, that's the thing is, I need to focus on finding the others, so I need you to focus on watching our Digimon. And he'll smile. Like, do you think you could do that for me?
I mean, we can, we can do both.
And I will like take my Digivice and put it in your hand, and I'll be like, "All right, now please protect this."
And Atlas is just gonna look at into both, and he's like, "Well, I'll do my best." And I start following Valentine.
All right. So I will start looking around. I don't know if I would have known that Isaac was younger than me or not. But if I had any idea of that the others were possibly younger, I would try to look in the lower grade, you know, like in the classrooms or the kids after they're leaving, trying to look for any of the ones I may recognize.
Isaac, did you always have blazing red hair?
I mean, it's a relatively naturalish red, yes.
So yes, considering the ginger, he probably would be somewhat easy to spot. There's probably not that many of them.
All right, so I would recognize the burning red hair.
Most likely.
I
At
will
the very
look for that
least.
burning red hair.
At the very least, there would be a limited selection unless you're just like, yeah, you probably only go to this school.
Oh, that one's not a man at all. Jerry? I'm kidding. No, not the D Reaper. Not this. But yeah, so I will look around since I feel like he'll be easier to see. I will look for the blazing red hair.
So yeah, you'll end up finding him. It might take like one or two kids approaching, but
Isaac, don't touch me.
No, don't touch me there.
That is my no card.
Judge!
I need a judge. This man illegally reached across the table and slapped me.
All right, so you end up finding Isaac, and he says, "Don't touch me."
Isaac, it's me, Valentine, and this is Atlas.
Incoming bear hug. Squish.
The one who's shorter than me because he's younger than me right now. I will give a hug. I will like take the bear hug because it was out of nowhere. Oh, still got a good one. Nice. Have you
Okay,
seen
so-
any of the others?
No, you guys are the first ones I've seen. But I got a plan.
Oh. Robot Aster.
Child when he hugs you?
Something about child when he hugs you?
Bill Cosby.
Atlas, do you deck Isaac again when he hugs you?
No, he's still gonna hug Isaac.
Aw.
Oh, how sweet. Then he'll punch him in the dick. Just kidding. Sorry, Oreo keeps getting down and up, so on my bed. She's a sweet girl, but she is impatient sometimes. So what's the plan then?
Well, we still have our Digivices. And last time we were here in the human world with them, they told us to go to my cafe. Now, I don't think any of us have a driver's license, but the school bus can get us pretty close to downtown.
No one needs a driver's license if we take the bicycles.
3 kids riding through the city with their bicycles alone, unsupervised.
I've seen
This
worse.
isn't it.
What, Aster?
This isn't it.
Yes.
But Isaac's kind of Georgie in the story of how him and his sibling got kidnapped.
We could try to take the
Um,
bus. Hopefully it'll get us closer.
Maybe Revy and Elise will be on the bus.
Maybe. All right. Well, at least
Oh.
that's something.
Yep, so the three of you end up hopping on the bus and heading into the downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Making my way downtown.
Walking fast. I'm a CEO. Go fuck yourself.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
And then Piedmont killed me.
Do.
Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-ba. And now I'm dead, guys. Play it.
So when you get off the bus, how do you plan on traversing downtown?
With our feet, Aster. Duh.
On a fucking hoverboard, okay? Like,
I'm just saying, 3 10-year-olds walking through the
I'm
busy
12.
city.
we're going to the
Well,
coffee shop.
You, random adult, walk with us. I'm kidding. That's even worse. Listen,
We'll just play the kid card.
if
Excuse
anyone
me,
tries to
Our
stop
our
us,
sibling it wants us to meet at this cafe. Can you point us where it is?
oh yeah. Well, meanwhile, I'm just gonna be like, have my trading cards ready, and if someone tries to capture us, I'm just gonna run.
We could always just tell the police officer that we lost our parents and they're supposed to be at this cafe.
You
I mean,
can.
that was what I was saying.
Yeah.
Except we're not lost. We didn't get lost ourselves from our parents. We lost our way to our parents.
Like
Well-
under his breath, Valentine would say my parents would probably not give a shit. But he goes, yeah, I guess we could do
Siblings
that."
are better because everyone knows my brother and probably your siblings. I'm not sure.
Well, wait, what? What about your siblings? Because you guys wouldn't know your siblings.
Well,
Elise
Not
would
this
know her
point.
sibling, but well, maybe.
we just play like I was just like suggesting like, hey, our sibling wants us to meet at this cafe, but we got lost. Can you point us where?
Now, question, Isaac. Did you start that cafe or did you inherit it?
He stole it.
I guess my original thought was that I rented a space for lease or whatever, but
So you started it.
I guess yeah.
Okay, well, what I'll give you guys is that though though the city is honestly quite different than your memory of it, because it hasn't looked this way in 15 years.
I mean, the road names are all the same, aren't they?
Probably for the most part. You guys are essentially able to navigate your way to the city. Um,
And before Elise rolls up in a limo on her way to practice, and she's like, "Dad, Dad, it's my friends."
um,
She's
And then
probably constantly
the dad
poking
just
his
like
head,
looks
make sure
over.
it's still on his head.
Honey, don't look at the peasants.
well,
I'm kidding.
oh, no, Elise would probably still be at piano practice. That said, as
What
you
if piano
eventually,
practice is where the cafe is now?
her family's rich. They have their own piano, Atlas.
Yeah, but do
I
they
mean,
have an in-house tutor?
Have someone come in, teacher.
what was that, Ravi?
What was that, Rivy?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I completely forgot.
Something about a trainer?
Come on, guys.
What are you telling us to come on? We forgot about you. You're still at school and we're the orphanage.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But I want to know where this is leading.
He's
Go, go.
stalking us from behind.
Of course, yes.
No,
We didn't get
Exactly what I'm
attacked by no alley
Oh.
dogs.
What?
So,
Trip Atlas and run. We don't have to outrun the dog. We just have to outrun him.
oh my god.
If you die in the past, do you die in the future?
I could make this a very big adventure. However, I'm going to say that you actually managed to find your way to the building that becomes the cafe. All right, without incident.
Doesn't smell like coffee. I don't like it.
I don't like the way he said that, guys. Clearly a trap.
Well, it does take you a moment to recognize it, as it's just as it's like a different building right now.
Well, when we arrive, I'm gonna start fucking around with my Digivice.
Yes, actually, as you arrive, the three of you, your Digivices begin to glow a little bit. I mean, they don't go into flashlight mode, but they do start to resonate with the place.
We found the
Oddly,
portal. Digital gate open.
but as they do, you end up hearing a voice, and it's a very masculine voice, and it says, "Wait, what are you guys doing here?" And for some reason, the voice seems familiar.
Dad?
Who turns?
I turn.
You turn?
I mean, I turn as well. We just like Scooby-Doo gang this. All of us
Yeah,
just
we-
turn at the same time.
Zoinks,
We
Raggy.
all turn at the same time, and then we all
Like,
start
look
Scooby-Doo
it.
running.
All right. So, what I'm
Hardly
going to,
boys.
what I'm going to have you. By the way, Revy, are you there?
What? Yeah, sure. I'll just make it seem that I was stalking them.
So you're at. So you're not actually with the group. You're like at a distance, just kind of watching things.
Yep.
Okay, so
I always knew Revy was a stalker. I'm kidding.
It's okay. I do a lot of his plans.
you're actually at such a distance that you can't quite make out who's talking to them, but you can tell that it's a group of 5 people.
Yeah, and a 12-year-old with white hair is with the weird ass outfits kind of noticeable.
Well, apparently my head's on fire, so I'm pretty noticeable too.
That's fair.
I'm just a normal-looking one person here.
Easy to
Hey,
solve.
You're dressed in bright orange. You're
no. Every crazy group needs a normal-looking person. That's surprisingly the way you find them.
And I'm the JoJo reference.
But
Hold on.
Not yet.
I'm a normal
Isaac,
person.
Valentine, and Atlas,
No.
I'm going to need a straight willpower roll from you, minus 10.
Wait, willpower?
Willpower, minus 10.
10.
Oh no, not 3D60.
3D60?
7.
You
I
got a
5.
7? 5?
-1.
All right, Atlas, I actually need another roll from you specifically. And this is a different willpower roll, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, minus 20.
Jesus.
Yes, but specifically, you know what I'm talking about.
-9.
You did do the thing that I told you to do, right? That I implied for you to do.
The thing on
Sorry about that. My
our
chat.
DMs.
I can't look at my DMs right now, Atlas, but yes, probably, most likely. I'm sure you got the implications of what I said. So,
Is it an ability he has or something?
something like that. It's been alluded to so far, but
I mean, looking at the roll, he just rolled his willpower. I'm not sure if I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something, but I think he is too.
Regardless, it all would have turned out relatively the same. Uh, so Valentine and Isaac, as soon as you turn to look at these people, you instantly avert your gaze. It's not like they're shining bright people that you can't look at, but looking at them makes you completely nauseous and triggers some.
So deer in the headlights were staring at their feet, kind of shaking. Got it. You're breaking up real bad.
Well, luckily that'll all come to an end very soon, as I'm almost home finally. Just drove an extra to get lost, but Atlas, you actually have
Projectile
a
vomited.
complete mental. You have a complete mental breakdown. You actually, for a moment, your eyes change color, and it almost seems like that helps, but it ends up making things so much worse as you end up reeling back in terror and screeching, grabbing your head. And as you do, all 5 of you would notice the world around you begin to shatter like glass and fade away into blackness.
Are we still standing on a surface, or are we floating in a black void?
This actually ends up feeling very gross for all of you.
I'll try to position myself in front of Atlas.
Back to back with Valentine. We got this shit.
Fades away into darkness. All of you lose consciousness.
Here we go again.
And
I try to resist losing
kind of.
consciousness.
Oh, right.
Like I will like as it starts to fade, I will like bite my hand or something to try to stop myself from passing out.
Eren Yeager.
Oh, oh, oh. Hey, Aster's coming to his computer.
All right, let me turn the mic on. Actually, find
It
my
is on.
headset again. Wherever I hit it.
Have you checked your butt?
Non-existent. Got him.
Got him!
Got him!
So-
I get the funny voice. But did you catch what I said, Aster?
You try to fight it. You bite yourself.
Yeah, he Eren Yeagered himself.
Going to the phone for a moment. Oh, you.
Oh God.
There's two of him.
No.
Snarf.
Lionel.
So as
Not the double Aster.
as you bite yourself, you know what? I'll take a perception check from you.
Oh God, he's gonna see the zombie Tinkerbells.
16.
611 was his actual roll, and that's the informational number on the state line.
What about informational?
I was just trying to be a smartass. He rolled 611, and that's the number you call to get information on state assistances and stuff. So I was like,
Yup.
he has information in that roll.
I have returned.
Very loudly.
Something like
Yay.
that.
So what Isaac was saying is that because I rolled 611, which is the code you call to get information, you should give me this success.
That is correct, yes.
I'll say that as the world turns black for everybody, it does for you as well. However, there's just a moment before you lose consciousness where you see within the darkness what looks like tree roots.
Motherfucker, the tree ate us.
Oh no.
So,
They have a
Venus
Cherrymon.
fly trapped by a door.
Cherrymon has the ability to put people to sleep, motherfucker.
you all wake up. Oh, and we can finally do that. You all wake up once more. Well, at least 4 of you do. In beds a bit more familiar. Valentine, did you say you go to an orphanage after the incident?
No, like I basically lived on my own. So
Homeless shelter.
You lived on your own at like 12 years old?
yeah, so basically I would just it was probably bouncing around from like different shelters or like, not go basically I would never go home. So whether it be sleeping in the park or whatever.
Ah, gotcha. So you still lived with your parents, but you didn't really live with your parents. Like on paper. Right?
Yeah, I mean like I'm not old enough to live by myself at this point.
Right. So
So
you'd probably wake up in what? A park?
My man's on the back of milk cartons, okay?
No, his parents don't care that much.
Ow!
That's what he said.
He's their tax credit. They need him.
of course the first thing I do is I look around for like for Isaac and Atlas since we were just together?
You're no longer with them, but at this point you might, I guess, sort of have an understanding of what's going on a little bit more.
That we're being put in a dream?
I mean, maybe. Maybe you're time warping.
Well, I'm gonna see if my Digivice is with Atlas still, basically not on me.
No, it's actually back on you.
Well, I'm going to just um head back towards the cafe because that seemed to get us back to the real world for a minute. So I figured that was probably where the others would go. So I would head that way.
Gotcha.
Man on a mission.
Isaac, how's life for you after the incident? Would you wake up in your parents' house, obviously, but life's still good?
Yeah, life's pretty normal. I need about 1.21 gigawatts to fix this, but life's pretty normal.
What?
It's a Back to the Future reference. They were trying to do the time travel car, and they needed the 1.21 gigawatts to fuel it.
And they didn't have it, so it failed.
I see.
I know, but I'm not them.
I
will stick my finger in a wall socket. Not literally.
Elise, you wake up a little bit older.
It's Rugrats
in your
all grown
room.
up.
So, how's life for you after the incident?
After the incident is probably the time that I will change my appearance, and my studies will definitely get stricter since then.
That makes sense. So you probably, I mean, everyone wakes up on time for school this time, but you probably are forced into your homeschooling, right?
Yes.
I'm raising my hand on first period to go to the bathroom and leaving.
Gotcha. Elise, if you do you end up breaking away from your studies at all for any reason, or do you stick with them?
Well, given that it's the time after the incident, I'll definitely not do anything like that and just stick with whatever they want me to do.
Gotcha. So Revi, the last thing you actually ended up seeing, you couldn't make out the people that were talking to Isaac, Valentine, and Atlas, but you could tell that as soon as the three of them looked over at them, that Isaac and Valentine immediately were not feeling great, and Atlas, you saw Atlas shatter the world, basically. And now you're waking up in your bed once more. A bit older.
I will quickly dress and go to where it happened and start heading towards there, just because I'm curious to see what would keep happening.
Gotcha. So
breaking news. There is going to be EX2 basically gift boxes like there was for EX1, but they come with Digimon Funko Pops.
Yep. We posted about that in the Digimon thread.
Oh, fuck all of you.
For anyone watching who'd like to join our Discord server, we stay up to date on I'm just yeah, they even one site even posted pre-orders for the EX3 gift boxes, which are going to come with little figure memory markers, which seem cool. But anyway, the three of you are all headed for the cafe, essentially.
I'm headed for them first, but oh shit, AI cafe. I guess if I find them, I find them.
When you say headed for them first, does that mean you're headed to school or? Well, you already went to school. But no one else actually went to school, so you wouldn't find them until you went to the cafe, I suppose. As the three of you end up approaching the cafe, I suppose Revy and Valentine, you'd end up meeting up first, because Isaac actually went to school like a good child.
Ish. I straight dipped out in first period in like 10th grade.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of on a mission right now, you know?
Hey,
Fuck
just
memory
because...
lane, I'm trying to find friends.
Yeah, just because I'm calling him a good child doesn't mean I'm saying what he's doing is right. I'm not saying it's wrong either, but anyway. Yeah, so Revy and Valentine, you end up meeting outside what will become the cafe. I don't know, why not? Let's say it's actually a comic book card shop right now. Valentine, would you like to start this conversation with Revy?
Do I recognize it as Revy? Recognize her.
Revy, in your early teen years, would you look as prim and proper, or were you a total nerd? Did you have the big, thick glasses and the braces?
No, I
No.
was prim and proper.
Okay, Revy was always fashionable, so you might end up recognizing her. At the very least, you see a girl about your age approaching the comic book card shop with a Digivice, so... Well, I'd assume so.
I will like go up to her because if she has brown hair, I'll just immediately assume that it's Revy, because Elise is blonde. I was like, Revy, is that you?
Great. You guys are here too.
Yeah, I found Atlas and Isaac last time, and then we managed to go to the cafe and snap back to reality. Hope there goes gravity, and then we suddenly got put back and not together anymore.
I know,
What about?
I saw.
Oh, well. If you just wanted to be my stalker, you could. I'm kidding. But anyways, we should probably try to find the others. I figured going to the cafe might trigger a thing.
Yep, we don't need them. Let's go.
So as you guys are having this conversation and meeting up and stuff, Valentine, we'll just say your phone begins to buzz. Would you have a phone? I'd assume you'd have a phone, but you might not.
What is my age now?
Probably you were 12, so we'd say like about 14?
Nope, I do not have a cell phone.
Revy, would you have a phone?
I'm from an orphanage. I highly doubt it.
No. Fair enough.
I didn't get a cell phone until I was like 18. So I mean,
Same.
So at this time, Isaac, you'd how would you be making your way to the cafe from the school?
Walking fast as faces passed.
and I'm homebound.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I jumped on the back of a fucking UPS truck. Shit.
Unlikely, but you would. Your phone. Would you have a phone? Do your parents love you?
I'm only 12 at this point, so maybe to make your life easier. Yes, seeing how I derailed your night already.
I mean, if not, that's fine. It's just awkward that no one has a phone. But then again,
I'm
everyone.
12.
Yes, and children today know how to use iPhone 13s at 5 years old. But
Listen, Aster, I'm 31 in real life.
I don't even know how to use an iPhone right now. I'm struggling with that.
I mean, they are kind of awful to use. But anyway.
I get an Android.
Sorry
So-
to all the iPhone users.
I'm not sorry. But
Ouch.
They can't emulate Digimon, okay? That's on them.
So Isaac, your little child phone begins to
Ring,
vibrate.
ring, 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 ring. Phone call, phone call.
And as you check it,
The cow goes, die. Oh,
I myself will end up popping on your screen. Isaac, what are you doing? Why are you not in school?
Why are you in the past?
What? You're on School Island. I've been here for like at least 2 years now. Rather, I just overheard Valentine and Revy at another location. Why did Valentine bring you and Atlas up?
So you see, what had happened was we all got stabbed by Tinkerbell in a tree elevator, right? And we've been going through some Groundhog Day shit. And every time we go to the cafe, which has only been one time, so I guess one for one, it's fixing things.
At a cafe?
My cafe, the one you helped me run.
not to be confused by the Mick Cafe that is oversold.
So, okay, I understand. It's pretty
Do
common.
you? Because I fucking don't.
No, it's pretty common to have Chunibyo syndrome at your age.
Tatsubaya Sasuke!
Basically, what you're saying is you'd like some assistance getting to the cafe. The cafe? Where is this cafe?
My cafe, the corner of fuck you and take me now.
You know what? I'm just going to. I really don't know why you and. I don't know why you
Click.
guys. Well, you'd at least have a ride pull up to take you to Valentine and Revy.
Oh shit, my man's a high roller. Now, when you say a ride pull up, am I getting in the back of a windowless van or what? Like shit.
No, it would be one of the many taxis of School Island.
Yeah, we
It just
basically
has a
just put
cage
a
in
bag
it,
over
just
your head and
ignore
then
it.
throw you in the back seat.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
For what it's worth, this wouldn't be too uncommon to you, as the Asteroth AI of School Island is basically there to serve your every need in the future.
This sounds like some iRobot shit.
Yeah, he's become sentient. Kill him now. Well, he's killed himself,
Vroom,
so I guess
vroom.
it's fine.
Vroom vroom, I guess.
I just hope that everyone knows to never buy Vicks, Vapo Rub, cough drops. But
Is it
anyway,
yummy?
it tastes like Vicks Vapo Rub smells.
Listen, I buy Vicks Vapo Rub, specifically rub. I don't buy Vicks Vapor Suck or Swallow. God.
Just
I mean, I buy the
be careful
Vicks,
with your lotion bottle,
those
okay?
Vicks lozenges that are like orange flavored.
I just get like the honey ones, the honey mint or whatever.
The only
I
ones.
just buy some gas station halls because I'm a broke bitch.
No, look, Hall's smoothies are the best. I haven't
Those
had.
are candy, not cough drops.
I haven't had any my entire time with COVID, and I'm sad. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, back
Hey,
to
I
Valentine
can't
and
cough.
Revy.
What
Like, I'm
happened?
happy I'm Canadian. I get like honey syrup.
What happened?
Back to you two. You're standing in front of the comic book card shop that will eventually become Isaac's Cafe.
Huh. You know what?
Alright, let's go. No talking. Let's just go.
You're going on this date whether you like it or not, Val.
She's third wheeling.
I guess Valentine will just like walk up to the door and like open it. Hello.
um, and there'd be some friendly people inside to welcome you. Although, as you enter, once again, your Digivices begin to glow and whatnot. Now, Elise, are you going through the motions of your classes?
Likely, yeah. I will just do that. And but I'll try to find something, different to like at least tell me like if there's something that I should like, wake up to. Like, am I really just back in time? I'm wondering that a lot as I do.
Um, would you end up like breaking away from your studies at all to investigate the room from earlier?
Probably during break time I will. Yeah.
Um, so as you do, would you like to give me a perception roll? All
27.
right, so you search over this room with the fine-tooth comb. You are able to pick up any stray hair that happens to be in the carpet. The room has actually been completely emptied from last time. It's now left empty, which is actually somewhat odd that it's left so intentionally empty because normally even if a maid moves out of a room within a day or two, your family has a use for that room, whether it's another bedroom or some type of transformation for it. And in a hidden corner almost, like tucked away behind a board that's able to be moved, you end up finding a picture, and it's quite the odd sight. And for most people, this would actually trigger a pretty negative reaction. However, for you, it's somewhat normal. You see a picture of yourself from the future with a small girl, a bit younger than yourself, that has black hair, and your parents. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does. I immediately say definitely it does. So I take the picture with me and be like, oh, I'll try to look around if there's a maid
Mm-hmm.
to talk to.
Yeah, you could probably end up finding one.
Okay, so with the picture in hand, I'll try to go up to that maid and then ask like, so what just happened to this room? Like, why is everything taken away?
Well, your parents don't want to use that room just yet after your sister's passing.
And I try to look at the picture again and then like, so what why does everything need to be taken away though?
Well, Honestly, I'm surprised you can even look at that picture. Things have been so hard on you. You and the others. You didn't even remember your siblings.
Others? What do you mean by others?
Well, you're friends. And Elise, I will take a willpower roll -10 at this point.
Dun, dun, dun,
Mhm.
dun.
6.
Um, as she mentions your friends, uh, your stomach ends up falling out from under you, and metaphorically, of course, and you end up really not liking the direction of this conversation, and
Mm.
uh, you probably want to leave it.
Oh, well, after that, I'll definitely like wonder about what she said and just walk out of the room. And then I try to like look outside the window and be like wondering if I can find a way out from the house, like if there's anybody like the guards roaming around or anything.
Hmm. You can roll a d6 for me. 6. Yeah, sure. More specifically, I'll say that you have a maid that is, as they say, on your side and wanting you to live your best life. That would help you get out of the mansion if you were so
Mm.
inclined.
Well, after the mention of friends, I'd definitely be like, wondering about the others and what just happened before going back in time. So I'll probably try to go to that maid and be like, hey, can you help me out? Can you like try to get me out of the house for a moment, just at least for a while?
And this maid would probably be close to you in age and give you a wink. I thought you'd never ask. And uh, she'd end up telling you to take off your clothes as she starts to strip and grab a wig.
So I'll do the same thing, and
And
I
she'd end
guess
up,
I'll what?
oh, as you do the same thing, she'd end up dressing you up in her clothes.
Okay, so I guess I get dressed up and try to look like her right now.
Yep. And she'd let you know that you should be able to walk out the front door. Just be sure to not say anything.
Okay, so now that I look like her, well, I try to like make my way out of the house, hopefully, with no one noticing me. So I'll try to like travel to the city and find a way to like to see if like well, Isaac's cafe already exists or something.
Gotcha. I will take a perform roll for you as you leave the mansion. Yeah, you're able to stealthily sneak right on out, and you eventually end up making your way to Isaac's cafe.
Elise with the high rolls tonight.
Still, Isaac, you you end up beating Elise there, And as you walk in, you see Valentine and Revy doing what?
It.
It.
No. Well, no, actually, yeah, they're the ones doing it. So, what
Yes.
y'all
Doing
doing?
what?
What? What is it?
I
What?
said, what in the butt?
Revy, what are you guys doing inside the cafe?
It's still a cafe?
It's a
No, no.
comic book store.
Yes, that one.
Comics and trading cards. Valentine would be like he would have mentioned to Revy that we should, act like we're actually shopping because, so we're not just standing there at a card shop and they're like, "Can I help you?"
I'll be
So
glaring at
Valentine will
everyone.
Valentine will just as you're glaring with everyone, Valentine will just be like looking at all the cards and asking questions like, "I'm looking for a specific type of," and then basically provide the distraction that we're actual customers.
And Revy, you said you're glaring at people?
Yep. I don't
All
trust them.
right, Isaac, that's what you walked in on.
So Isaac's gonna walk in and grab a comic book and walk up next to Val. Yo, did you read the last one where the whole place just exploded into black?
Whalers.
Spoilers, you fucking lived it. Play along.
I'm teasing. No, I haven't read that one yet. I'll have to check it out.
Okay, so it is you then. Okay.
And he'll be like, "Have you actually heard of the comic of where's Atlas?"
I don't fucking know. I thought you did.
I found Revy.
+1, -1. 1 step forward, 6 steps left. Where the fuck are we going next?
Honestly, I guess try to look for a portal. I'll keep the people here distracted.
Shit, wait. Aster, are you still there? You said you heard them talking about me. Do you know where the others are?
I still don't know how you guys know each other right now, but Elise is on her way. As for Atlas, and I'd actually end up glitching out and shutting off.
Oh, so pretend like you're driving.
Well,
Oh no, that makes me really worried.
well, at least we know Elise is okay. And probably Atlas.
I don't know. He was screaming rather bad. I did manage to. I'll basically be like, I'll walk over towards another section while we're looking at the comics, with having Revy and Isaac come over. I'm assuming Revy would follow, but I don't want to assume. But I would then say, I also saw something before we reset. I saw tree roots. I think the tree that we were investigating or in the forest is doing something to us.
Okay. So. Okay. I don't know, should we try to burn it down? Would that kill us? Have
That's
we.
the thing. I kind of have a plan or an idea to try not passing out again, but unless it has to trial and error, I guess.
Okay, so we have to Groundhog Day ourselves again. Shit, is your Digivice still glowing?
It started glowing when we came here, so this area is definitely significant.
Alright, I'm gonna have a look around then. And then Isaac's gonna stick his comic back on the shelf and start to walk around the store, kind of using his Digivice like a metal detector, seeing what would happen.
So,
And I'll be like, "Hey, Revy, will you go with Isaac to make sure he doesn't get himself into trouble? I'm gonna keep an eye out for Elise."
No.
Okay.
um,
Well, then you can stay with me. It's fine.
so, now this was a thing as you guys woke up the second time. However, it basically wasn't noticeable, but the longer this day goes on, and the more you guys are doing, you're starting to feel a pain and a pressure on your all over your body, really, and you're starting to develop bruises that almost look like, I suppose, ropes.
Isaac's gonna freeze when he sees those bruises and start shaking.
I'm going to start like, I don't know, ripping at whatever possibly is giving me these bruises.
Um, well, it'll be a progressive thing. However, I suppose, Isaac, that would probably,
Major trauma,
yeah,
hung from a rafter in a basement, rope burns and shit, not my thing.
that would probably end up, making you, roll. However,
We have learned what happened whenever Isaac called for an adult. He got what he asked for.
However, as you try to rip at the air, Valentine, it doesn't seem to be helping it. Whatever it is, it just seems like, I don't know. Hard to say, really. Like, if this was any other normal day, it'd be really concerning because, when you can't see something on your skin that's hurting you, there's problems. And
But
it
we're
would,
still in a dream.
well, whatever it
Well,
is.
we're still like in this past like vision,
Yes.
whatever. Okay.
Yes. And it would be about this time, Elise, that you would end up pulling up on the comic shop.
Well, I'll definitely try to look around to see if there's anybody there that's familiar, but I'll probably like confused because I might be thinking that at least the cafe would be around here, and I'm wondering if I should even go inside.
Um, would your parents have bought you a phone?
Well, definitely.
Yeah. So, yes.
Elise over here, the rich household.
Yes, I'd probably end up giving you a call, and with a sigh, I I don't know why, but I'm sure you're looking for the others. They're inside that comic shop.
Well, I recognize your voice, right?
Yes.
I'll be like, oh, thank you, Aster. Then I'll be going inside, and then I'll try to ask you like, so how do you like by any chance know how they look like right now?
Valentine, are you dressing all wild and stuff?
So, um, considering Valentine, he didn't want to be at his house.
Mm-hmm.
His clothes were probably like, uh, kind of ripped up and torn, and like he probably patched like different colors on them. So it's not like fancy dress like he has currently, but it's definitely different.
So,
Unless we
you.
have a school uniform, then if we have a school uniform, then I guess as crazy as he'd be allowed to be. Because technically the school thing is your as the DM, so I don't know the uniform or not, but um,
um, the school might have a uniform. However, as far as dress code is concerned, they probably allow, what's that word? Creative freedom. That one.
okay. Then I would definitely express that. Actually, as a kid, Valentine would probably just wear loose clothes. In all honesty.
So, Elise, you might not necessarily recognize anyone. However, at the same time, I'd say that all three of them have very similar dispositions, and Isaac's got that red hair. Revy, they all look like mini versions of themselves, with the exception of maybe Valentine. So you might recognize them.
Well, since definitely Isaac has that like red hair, I'll probably try to like approach him first, and I'll ask, by any chance, are you Isaac?
Now, before Isaac responds, Elise, would he recognize you if
Mm,
this is your early teen years?
okay, so this is probably the time that after the incident again, right? So
Yes.
I'd probably have changed my appearance to near what I look like in the future, but probably have a few streaks of black hair on me still.
Gotcha. So you'd mostly be recognizable then, yes. Um,
So actually, I have two questions here. One, Mr. DM, how traumatized am I right now? And two, aren't you still in your disguise, Elise?
By clothes, yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, I should supposed to have a wig, right?
oh yeah, you're supposed to. Um,
Okay, so I'll probably like take it off at least, since I'm already inside the comic store, I should probably feel safe to reveal my hair a bit. But yeah,
yes.
I'm in different clothes right now.
Okay. So everyone, I don't know if you'll notice, but if you knew Elise as the rich girl, there's a girl in a maid outfit inside the comic store. So, also, Isaac, how tormented are you? Roll your torment check.
What am I rolling for that?
It's a major torment, so it would be 3d6 plus your willpower minus 7.
3d6 it is, got it.
Ah,
Fairly tormented? I don't know, shit, you're the DM.
you're not having a mental breakdown, but you're not doing good.
He
Yes.
didn't put his negative.
Well,
I have
it's
a 7 willpower, so
yes.
it just cancels out.
Yeah, so essentially you're about as tormented as anybody that would be experiencing this who has PTSD over it. It's just you're not having literal mental shutdowns or anything over it.
So when Elise approaches, Isaac's gonna jump back and swing his arm out, not necessarily like at her, but if she had touched his shoulder or something, it would hit her arm. And he's
Doobie
gonna
just
kind of,
jumps up.
more or less, yeah. And yeah, yeah, you are. Oh, Elise. Oh, Elise, you're here. Shit, where is here?
Probably try to ask if, are you okay? Is there something wrong?
The the marks. Do you have the marks? And Isaac would hold his arm out, showing the rope burns. I yeah. Never mind. Let's not worry about that right now. Are you okay?
Since he asked, I'll probably try to look at myself to see if there's anything on me.
Yes, you'd be feeling the same pain and have the same bruises as the others, which is from your neck and your arms and legs. You have rope-like bruises. There's a pressure on your chest, although it's not preventing you from breathing. It's just kind of there with a mild pain where the bruising is.
So as I see that and I feel that, I'll be like, I actually feel weird and I don't know why I have this on me.
It's happened since we woke up the second time. We didn't find you the first time around. We woke up as well, we're still kids. There's something going on here at the cafe. Last time we came here, everything kind of exploded, and the digivices are glowing here.
So where are the others?
Val and Revy are somewhere in the store here. We haven't seen Atlas this time.
I see. This is in part on me for making this mistake this entire time. And it's probably because I was so distracted with driving.
Has the
But now
screen
that
been
I've
muted the whole time?
No, nothing like that. I I just intended on telling you guys right away when it started, but it kind of fell to the wayside. Every time you go to say each other's names, nothing comes out.
Well, that's a pretty big backtrack.
Yes, we'll pretend that you've come up with nicknames to compensate.
Backpack, card guy.
Rich
Uh,
girl,
Oh,
coffee dude, and
you all
bully.
you all can say Elise just fine, actually.
Oh, fuck you.
Elise is the only one that kind of escapes this. This has actually been going on for quite a while. It's just nobody bothered to say anyone's names in the last session. Anyway, so
but
Isaac,
that's exactly what happened last session. That's how we lost our names.
exactly. But after that, once they
So
were
no
lost,
one wanted to catch me up on that part?
well, no one knew because no one said names after everyone lost theirs because everyone started having
Yeah.
mental breakdowns.
Okay, well then,
So,
every time I
card
try
guy.
to say their name, it would be nothing. So I would, yeah.
Yes, I assume
Sorry, go ahead,
everyone would
Isaac.
adapt. I just
Go ahead,
felt.
redhead.
Anyway, Isaac, as you were saying to Elise.
So, the card guy and the bully are somewhere in here helping us search for a solution. Have you seen Backpack?
Unfortunately, no. Um, probably try to like get my phone and then I'll ask Aster like, "Hey, Aster, is there a way for us to find Atlas?" Or wait, am I also feeling uncomfy and saying his name?
It's not even uncomfy. You legitimately cannot say his name.
Okay, so I'll be like, "Is there a way to find Backpack?"
Backpack.
And as you turn on your phone and whatnot, you legitimately watch as I boot up again, as I actually like across the island ended up having a crash. And at this point, Backpack, who are you talking about?
I'll try to explain and be like describe Atlas when like remember that guy with Mushman and the guy with the big backpack on his back?
No, I don't believe anyone like that ever existed.
Then I try to look at Isaac and be like, how come he doesn't exist?
I think this is the Aster from this time period. He probably hasn't met him yet.
Mm.
Well,
Then I try to ask like, should we even like stay here? Shouldn't we try to find him?
I
If you
won't.
already found him last time, did you guys last saw him?
We were at school last time, back on the other side of the city.
I won't say that it's a clue or anything, uh, but there was that instant where you asked me about Atlas previous. Well, asked me about everyone previously, and as I tried to bring up Atlas, that's what ended up causing me to crash. But anyway, continue, Isaac.
Uh, He met with us here last time. Hopefully he'll come here again. I'm gonna keep searching the store to see if I can find anything. And then Isaac's going to nod at Elise and continue using his Digivice to kind of try to detect any changes.
Well, seeing what Isaac is doing, I try to get mine as well and see if there's anything that it tracks on as I walk around the store too.
So, as you're all exploring this shop with your
I
Digivices,
did have a question.
yes.
Could Valentine would look at his hand where I bit really hard and see if I left any marks?
No, no, there actually
Okay.
wouldn't be marks there.
Well, then I know exactly what I'll be doing here in a bit.
um,
Stabbing yourself.
well, we'll find out. However, I will say, as you're all exploring the shop and your Digivices are glowing, reacting, all four of you, the owner of the comic shop, or at least the worker there, ends up approaching all of you. I'm sorry, we're actually going to be closing somewhat early today. Could I ask you all to leave? And for what it's worth, this is also probably the most fanciful dressed man you've seen since you've seen Valentine in the future.
Part of me is expecting Revy to just dick punch him, but I'm not sure what to do right now.
I would be like, but isn't the times? It's usually open till, because I, as Valentine, probably know the times of the card store.
Well, yes, normally we're open longer until pause. But we have urgent business that we have to deal with, so we're sadly closing a bit early today.
I don't think you're closing at all today, sir. You have 4 minors skipping school in your store right now. You have some questions.
And he'll just kind of like look at you, mildly disgusted, like, what?
Here's the deal. We're not supposed to be here, and you let us in. You endangered a whole bunch of children. You kick us out, I'm telling the cops you kidnapped us, and we got out.
And the man is just going to slowly raise his palm to his face. Children. Okay.
I'm probably older than you, jackass.
um, the man with his very nice looking fedora,
Fucking neckbeard.
well, he's actually quite handsome. Very, very large red feather on his fedora. He ends up, like, all right, time for you to, you get kids to, leave. Like, any hesitation he had, any excuses he had to make previously started to fall to the wayside as Isaac started to threaten with the police as a 10-year-old. Well,
If that man reaches for me, I'm dick punching him.
Well, he's not reaching for you yet. Like, he assumes that this is still somewhat civil.
I would say we should
searching the store and ignore him.
Do I actually notice that guy or like or at least hear him talk to Isaac or something? No.
Yes, he's trying to corral you all. Oddly enough,
I'm kidding.
there are other people in the store that he's kind of ignoring.
Okay, so maybe if he's trying to like get us out of the store because it's closing, I'll try to approach him and be like, "Is there a way that I can pay for the extra hour for us to like at least stay here?"
Um, do 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 do.
Roll those percentage die.
Well, I suppose you could roll a persuasion dice. Or persuasion. Boop, boop, boop.
20.
As you ask, he'd look down with his very vibrant red eyes, and a grin would come across his face. Oh, to be young. But no, you all have to leave.
Do I notice the red eyes?
I mean, red eyes are pretty uncommon, so I guess it would be a bit striking.
Well, is it possible that for me to look at him and try to decipher his intent or anything?
You could roll decipher intent.
Is it possible to use like my inspiration right now?
To reroll, it is. Yes, you were about to possibly uncover unhelpful information.
Oh.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you notice it's not just him, but like the other people in the store seem to be staring at all of you very oddly, almost with hostility.
Well, time to have fun.
So Valentine will just kind of like he'll just like punch like one of the walls or something as hard as he can to try to like see if hurting himself will jostle himself out of this weird ass thing.
There's tables in it. I mean, chairs in this place, correct?
There are.
All right, I'll grab a chair and slam it on one of the people.
This has been a night of much unexpected.
Time to
Yeah.
have a little fun.
So, Valentine, as you punch the wall and cause yourself pain, I'll say that
2d force blunt damage.
the world begins to static out a little bit, but as Revi brings the chair down on a poor random civilian, the world actually ends up falling apart, and you're all encompassed in darkness once again. However, unlike last time, your consciousness doesn't fade.
Instead, it expands and illuminates to become one with the universe.
No.
Well, very little illumination here.
What about Sunmon? He's a literal sun.
He's on my Digivice, though. Or the Digivice is still glowing.
At this point, the Digivices are in your hand, but no longer glowing. The pain you felt is much more severe in this darkness. The pain wrapping around your arms and throat and the pressure on your chest has grown considerably. There is no light, not even from Sunmon for some.
So
Wow.
this does actually matter. Are the
Mhm.
others like visibly in pain that would constitute badly hurt?
That would what?
Constitute being badly hurt?
Well, that's actually it. Right now, at this specific moment, you can't see, although you might be able to soon. depending on what people do. By the way, Atlas, you are in the same scenario, although you are very mentally shattered at the moment. However, there are a few takeaways from where you are. You can't move your arms or legs. There's a pain holding that's not just the pressure on your arms, legs, and throat, but it's physically holding you down. Your back is cool. You're laying against something that's pretty cold. You can't see anybody. You can't see anything at the moment. However, you do hear a sound that... It's almost like dry heaving, but in reverse. It's a very...
Darth Vader-y.
Two girls, one cup.
It's a sucking noise. As erotic as that may sound, there's nothing erotic about this noise. And it's very throaty. It would almost be like listening to someone suck without a mouth. And along with that, you can hear leaves rattling.
Oh my god, it's the tree from Kirby.
Wispy Woods.
I will yell out. I'll try to yell out. Unhand me.
Yes, you'll be able to get that out. I mean, it'll be a little strained because you have something wrapping around your throat. But
And we can't move.
no. However, your Digivices are in your hands.
I grip my Digivice as tight as I can, trying to like get some sort of help from it to like move out of this situation. And assuming that we had, Isaac had mentioned the rope stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that maybe everyone's wrapped up,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Well-
would yell out, well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, like, you can assume that. I wasn't saying yes to, like, that's actually the case, even though it is, but...
No, I know, I can assume that.
Right.
Which I'm saying is Valentine would assume that.
Right.
I was asking if it was okay for me to assume that, as a character.
Yes.
Because he's wrapped up, so
Mhm.
and we were in the situation together, so he would just assume. So he'd yell out, "You bloody coward! I'm tired of this game."
So, we'll go down the list. Elise, you can't move. You're in pain as something is holding you down. The earth beneath you is cold. You're hearing these unsettling noises around you, and Valentine is beginning to scream, and you hear Valentine just fine. What are you doing? What are you thinking?
First, I tried to call for Lunamon if she's around. Like, Lunamon, are you around? Can you please help us? And then I'll try to find a way to like break free if I can. I'll try to struggle to what's holding me down.
Yeah, you're not able to break free, but that said, Lunamon, you are free to respond, although you are just as held down. So anyway, Atlas. Oh, Lunamon.
Oh, is that possible for like the Digimon to attack or something?
No, they're being held down too at the moment.
All
But
right.
you do have your Digivice in your hand.
Then I'll try to like, well, if I can move at least my wrist, I'll try to randomly like flash my Digivice on whatever's in front of me,
Gotcha.
if that's possible.
We'll come back to that thought. Atlas,
Yes.
well, This is all happening to you too. Now you are mentally destroyed, especially after what you saw and what you saw, but do you have any thoughts on the matter, or are you simply neurotic right now?
I'm currently a vegetable.
Gotcha. And Isaac.
So at this point, Isaac's going to be having flashbacks to being hung up in that basement.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the main reason he started to try to, bodybuild, get better at survival. It was the idea to never feel that weak again. And so Isaac's going to cling tight to that Digivice and fireball. We need more power.
And is the fireball going to respond? It's just as tied down as you are at the moment.
That was my moment, hoping the DM might grace us with a Digivolution or something that would break the vines. But
Actually, can I use my Tough It Out ability?
Mm,
Out of sheer willpower, the Digimon is cured from a negative effect. And
I
it
have
has the
that as well.
Purify tag?
not at the moment.
Okay.
But we'll see in the future. And Ravi.
I mean, I don't know what to do. I'll hold up my Digivice. There you go.
Okay, so as you're all struggling against fate as this world is holding you down and darkness has consumed you and you're trying valiantly to survive, your Digivices do begin to respond somewhat, and they light up the world around you. And, well, I'll just quickly ask where everyone is looking as the world is lit up. Are you looking above you or beside you? Are you looking for someone or something in particular?
I'm specifically looking for the others because of like my whole character perk. I have a major torment of don't like seeing others badly hurt. So my brain is like I must protect. And so I'm just like just looking around for anyone that I could possibly. I know, I mean, I'm binded, but I would like to try helping someone. I'm bound, but
Mm-hmm. Elise? Where are you looking as this world is illuminated?
I guess just right in front of me, and then I'll try to like look at the sides a bit to see if I can like have a glimpse of the others.
Gotcha. Atlas is a vegetable. Isaac.
Between my major torment and my major aspect, I'm probably going to be looking everywhere for any type of solution.
And Revi, are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm looking for my Dorumon.
So, as the world is lit up, all of your hope might be drained away as you're in a very, very rough situation. You're in a room that's shaped much like, I suppose the best way to describe it would be the shape of a clam. And I'd say there's roughly 3 feet of clearance between the bottom and the top of this room, dirt both below and above you, with roots surrounding. For those looking up, you might catch glimpses of the tiny little wicked pixies that put you to sleep originally. However, what will truly catch your eye is the creature that's strung up on the roof of this ceiling, though he is almost face to face with you given the clearance of the room. And he still wears his fedora-like hat, and his eyes still glimmer red even though they're glossed over. His skin is now a pale white, and though his jaw used to have wrapping, which is now around his neck. His mouth is now barely hanging on from one side as his jaw has been ripped open by branches and leaves that have replaced his tongue. His chin now just hanging by a strand of flesh. His hands and feet are now also replaced with branches and leaves that are growing in and around his arms, as he slowly sucks in a fog-like material from all of you. Valentine, you looking to the sides, would see your companions. Unfortunately, they have this dark fog coming off of them and being inhaled down this creature's throat, and their skin is much wrinklier than it used to be. In fact, most of their hair have turned gray, bar Elise, who still has blonde and blue hair, and they look much older.
Do I need to roll for like my major torment at this, or
Considering the tree roots you see wrapped around their arms and throats, I'd say that that you'd probably end up rolling for your major torment, as they look quite pained. Luckily for you, Revy, at the very least, your Digimon are in sight, and though they are being held down and look to be pained, at the very least, they don't look to be affected by this creature's fog sucking. They don't look any older than they did.
I got
And
an 8.
so, much like Isaac, you would be suffering from your torment. However, you won't be having a mental breakdown. Although, given your current mental state, you're already sort of going through one. So, I'll leave how you react to that 8 up to you, given the sights you've just seen.
I would say that Valentine's face would probably like twist into that like manic looking face,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd probably start like laughing, like uncontrollably, just kind of. uh, and um, he would stare up at the figure that's, I guess, is the thing that I would imagine is doing this harm to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just look up at him and be like, if I get out of this, I will kill you myself. And my face will just go completely straight and serious. Like the laughing just stops. I'm just staring at him. Trying to like get my
Mm-hmm.
hands free to like reach up.
So, Elise, as the world around you illuminates, you see this rather horrific-looking creature that seems to be in, well, possibly as much agony as all of you, although he seems to be causing this to all of you. And your friends, as you look around, seem quite old, as Valentine seems to be going through quite the manic breakdown. Elise?
Oh, it is like having that kind of breakdown. Well, I'll try to like to call out to Val. And at this time, I guess I can't say his name, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'll be like, uh, I guess I'll say, hey, I'll use the term that Isaac uses, a card guy. Can please come down? Like, hey, are you okay? And I'll try to ask also. And I wonder if I can also try to roll for my minor aspect on this one to help him calm down a bit.
Um, sure, you can make a persuasion roll plus using your aspect. Normally, I just have you roleplay it out. However, I know your persuasion is quite decent.
Yep. 19.
Valentine, I'd say that her argument is decent, but not hyper compelling. How would you respond to her asking you to,
I will. Valentine will just kind of smirk a little bit, be like, "I am calm." But if Isaac is near me, I would try to reach for that knife he has.
I wouldn't say he's that close. Nor do, or rather, you're all pretty close together, but you don't have that much dexterity at the moment. That said, Isaac, how are you responding to the sights around you, especially given your torment?
Yeah, I'm probably just more or less in a panic, looking and looking and looking for a solution.
Looking for a solution or having a PTSD near claustrophobic meltdown?
70-30, leaning PTSD.
So, as you hear Isaacs begin to hyperventilate, Revi, do you have a thought or something to go along with this situation that you found yourself in?
I can speak, right?
You can speak.
I blame all you guys. You guys should have never went in here. And if we don't die here, I'm gonna try to kill you myself.
Oh.
If we get out of here, we don't save her.
Elise, I'll say that you're probably the only one mentally stable enough to respond to Revi right now if you want to.
Sorry, what did she say again?
She said that
She blamed us.
What exactly? Why, Revy? Why are you blaming everyone?
So she had said
mean,
that I
to
blame
be
all of
fair,
us, and that
Atlas
if
was
we
already
get out
here
of here
before
alive,
her.
she was gonna try to kill us herself. That's exactly what Remy said.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm probably not trying to respond to that for sure. Instead, since I will be probably will I notice Isaac breaking down or something, and also
yes.
Atlas.
You wouldn't notice Atlas breaking down because he's a fish right now. A vegetable. He's just laying there. Has he woken up? We don't know.
Joke's on you. He's doing supercomputer calculations and he's gonna save us all.
Well, does my Digivice like have an effect if I try to flash it on the thing on that's on top of us, or no?
uh, it doesn't have nearly the same effect that it's had on creatures you've seen in the past. However, it doesn't seem to like the Digivice. Perhaps because its eyes have glossened over from the darkness that it's lived in for so long. And as you're all bantering and having your own moments, it slowly begins to stop sucking up this smog from all of you and turning you into old people. And you just hear the most pathetic voice come out of its throat, barely able to talk, as it says, "Go back to sleep." And this strained voice is accompanied by bubbles that actually come up from beneath the roots holding you down, and the bubbles slowly approach your face. you can all feel that
Bellomon.
as you can all tell that when these bubbles hit you, you'll be out once more.
I hold my Digivice towards it. Get away from me. This is so gross.
Um. So I'll probably like try to like call out to Isaac and Val and be like, guys, please try to calm down. Can you like at least try to point your device at it? So if it's possible, I would also try to still continuing rolling for my aspect as well to help them calm down too.
Um, no, I think at this point sticking with the 19 is about as good as you'll be able to do, especially considering the fact that even though you're not necessarily going through a torment right now, although possibly considering Revi just said she'd kill you.
Are the bubbles? Do they like? Are they sentient, or are they just like floating up directly towards everyone, or they look like they're moving towards them, like specifically?
um, I don't know if sentient is the right word. However, they do seem to specifically be coming towards each of your faces. Like,
Could I try to use taunt to make the others' bubbles come to me? It might
mm,
put me in a coma, but I want to try to protect the group as much as I can.
It's gonna take more than one, old man.
you know what? I'll allow this.
Hell yeah.
Um, so the bubbles that were going towards everyone's faces, through struggling and through the use of your digivices, nothing seemed to work. However, with Valentine's excessive taunting, the bubbles seemed to all stop and focused on him for, if not but a moment, as all five popped on his face, and you all witnessed him go back to sleep. But, as he did fall back to sleep, for unknown reasons, the light emitting from all of your digivices began to turn off, and you were all encompassed in the darkness once more. And we'll call the session there.